We're here in the coastal shores of Florida for the Miami Grand Prix, which has become the 11th Formula One track held in the United States. The grandstands are packed for what we hope is going to be another fantastic race. With great opportunities for wheel-to-wheel battles featuring 19 corners, 3.36 miles long and expected average speeds of 138 miles an hour, the Miami International Autodrome will be sure to create lots of chances to overtake.
Welcome everyone to the stream, and we are currently in qualifying one, just getting started with a few of these cars getting on track here. Of course, a new track basically for everyone here. We're going to be able to see how much practice the guys have actually gotten in since the game has actually been out, so we'll see how that's going to be going for them. I think I just, 1 second, I think I just forgot this one setting. There we go. Alright, so I think we're good so far. Hopefully everything's running smoothly with the stream. Doing a little bit more today than we usually do. Hopefully the network doesn't give us any issues. But so far so good. We got 15 drivers in this. We're still running a full qualifying session, I believe it is. Or did we switch out? I really didn't pay attention if we switch or not. Let me just have a quick look, see what's going on. Okay, there you guys. Let's see what tire these guys are running on so far. I think everyone's going to be running on the soft way just to get the best possible time in. I think we did switch to a short qualifying session. I really wasn't paying attention what happened in the. Someone in chat just let me know what's happening with that, because I really did not pay attention to whether we switched to a short qualifying or are we still on a full qualifying. I think we switched to short because it would have said Q1 if we were not on that there. Either way. Let's just have a look, see what's happening on track here, because we should have some lap times start to come in pretty soon. I got at least half of the grid out on track already. There's a few cars left in the pit, so definitely waiting to see what's going to be happening. We're on the Cape Miles at the moment, and we're going to be following someone on track just to see how well they're actually getting around here. Definitely a bit difficult actually to get this track right. A lot of winding corners and some close barriers to actually deal with. So drivers have actually put a lot of practice in on this one, and it's going to be interesting to see where they're going to be at the end of qualifying. So looks like A-Lad is already out of the session as it is there. So no qualifying time for him. We'll see where that puts him at the end of this, probably down at the back of the grid, because no time on it. Let's see how many drivers do actually get a pretty good time in. Alright, so first lap time in, and it's a 129.0. That's from Cape Miles. So let's see, we should have some more time start to come in just a bit. I want to see what the gap is going to be between the drivers as they get started with this. Should be an interesting session to get through. And I think we're a little more interested to see what's going to happen on the opening lap of the race itself. Looks like West gets a 129.4, not too bad for him so far. So I think starting off is looking pretty good with the drivers here. I think they've got some good practice in. Jonathan with a 128.6. That's a whole new level here, so we're getting into the 128s. Let's see how much faster the guys can get on track, especially coming down to the end of qualifying. We're already down to just under 14 minutes left in the session itself. And then we go straight into the, I guess, into the race session there. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. A few more drivers to get some times in. Where is Smith on track right about now? In the McLaren, I want to see. Yeah, he is on a hot lap here. So let's see if he does finish his lap. And right now puts him at the end of. Oh, there you go. So 128.8, 22 tenths off the time that Jonathan is. So far, not too bad. Let's get the track map up here so we can have a look. I'm going to put the full track map on just to have a look where everyone is on track at the moment. I think we got Aiden on track, and then Mercedes here going as well. I'm going through sector 2. I'm gonna have to get used to which parts of this track or which sectors as it is there right now. I haven't done much practice on the track myself, but it is a bit difficult to drive. Let's get started with it. I guess it does take some practice. Not sure what's going on with that car down at the back there. Anyway, so far so good with the lap times as we've had in. I think we're keeping those 129s mostly. Got two 128s, we got some 131s, 133s, a 146 from Ice 1, Let's see, definitely we're going to be improving the lap times as we get through the session, so we're going to let it be at the moment there and see where we go with this. So let's see if Aiden is able to get a lap in without actually invalidating this lap here. It's going to be a bit difficult in some aspects to try to keep the car out of the wall, which is going to be a bit important to make sure they don't end their qualifying session. So he comes around to the final few turns here to end off this lap. Let's see what the lap time is going to say when he does get across. It's P6 for him at 129.8. Not too bad. I mean, provided we still got over 11 minutes left to go here. Hey Wes, thanks for joining on the chat. Good to be on again. And yeah, we're going to be on this full time going as we'll talk a bit more what we got going on with the league either way. We're trying to get a team sorted, and I'm having some trouble getting on with that there at the moment, but we'll see what we can do about that coming down to the end of the race itself. I think Aiden has something set up anyway, so let's see what we can get done with that by the end of the stream at least. Hopefully we can get them sorted, because we're trying to get at least 3 more preseason races done next week, and we want to, I think what I want to do is actually get them done with the way the teams will be sorted in the upcoming season, which will be started in the final week of this month here of July itself. So we got a realistic league is going to be running on Mondays. We got Formula 2 league will be running on Tuesdays. We got the Thursday division on Thursday, and we got the Sunday division on Sunday. So we're trying to sort it out so we can have one race for each at least for Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Thursday coming up next week before we actually get started with the actual seasons itself. So hopefully we can get a team sorted, hopefully before today or at least tomorrow. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. We'll see what's going to happen with that. Going a little bit wide off track with that there. I think Lancer's out on track in the house trying to get a lap in. See where he goes with that at the end of it. But yeah guys, we are getting very, very close to getting actually started with the full season here in NOMEX Racing. We're just trying to get everything sorted through the final few preseason races, just to test everything out, see where everyone is with the game. Of course, again, seeing we're on a new track here. This is the Miami International Autodrome, brand new track on the game. Still a lot of practice for these guys. They do need to get in before getting a full race done here, but I think majority of the drivers have gotten their practice in. So that's why we decided to actually have this race in Miami today, so see where you know, how competitive you guys can be on track, as it's going to be in the calendar for the upcoming season as well. So either way, they would have to get on with this track. So let's see what's going to happen in this session. It's a bit of a practice session going through for the race as it is, just to see where the guys are with the level of practice they've had. And it looks like they've had some decent practice, I would say. I'm quite surprised at it, because everyone's putting in some pretty good lap times here. We got still 128s between Jonathan and Smith. But still not too bad. 9 minutes still left in the session, so still a lot of time. A lot can be done with that there. Jonathan, of course, does hold on to provisional pole at the moment as it is though. So let's see if he can keep it all the way through. I think Lance is trying to get a lap in. It's looking a bit cloudy on track. I'm not sure what settings were placed on the lobby. I really wasn't paying attention to it. I was just trying to get a stream fully set up here, because we are currently live, and we haven't actually done this since we started streaming again a few weeks now. Go live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the same time, because since it has started back, we have been having some network issues, and we've only been doing it on YouTube. So we're back again fully with it. We're multi-streaming again on 3 different platforms at the same time, and I'm seeing some drizzle on track here. This is not good for drivers who have not gotten a fast lap in as yet, because if it starts to drizzle on track, that means track temperature is going to drop. If track temperature drops, those tires are going to be having way less grip on track, not going to be able to make these corners as fast as they are right about now, and it's going to cause some serious problems, because even if they do have to switch over to the intermediates, it's not going to help them. It's a lot slower than the soft tires that are on right now and running these laps here, so they got to be a bit careful with this right now. So majority of these drivers have their lap times in. Lance and Cassidy, no lap time in as yet for these 2 drivers, and they really do need to get a move on with this before it does start to rain just a bit more here. And the rain, of course, a bit of a different I think a whole setup with it on this new game on F1 22 compared to F1 2021. So I think I'm not sure. It depends on the changing of tires. I think it does have to happen a lot earlier in the game. I'm not sure from what I've read or what I've seen, but we're gonna have some experience with it as we get through more races with the league itself here. So we'll see how that's gonna go. Hopefully, Lancer and Cassidy are able to get a lap in before this entire session is over. We got just under 7 minutes now left in it. Trying to have a look up front, see what's happening here. Looks like Jonathan's still on track. Does have the fastest lap already. He's already on provisional pole here. I think he's just trying to improve as much as he can. Hopefully you guys can hear me very clearly, because I'm not sure what setting is on this mic right now, and I've moved it from its previous location. It's now in a different position on the desk and in front of me, so hopefully everything is fine. I'm not sure what setting it's on. I really can't even get to check that right now. Actually, I can check it. I think it's fine. I think it should be fine, as either way it doesn't matter how I move. It seems to be going the same in terms of the level, so I'm just gonna keep it that way there. Maybe a little bit further away from me. Hopefully that's better. I'm not sure. We're gonna keep it this way here. I think this is a lot better. Let's see. Not in front of my face, so no, I think it's a lot better. Either way, let's see what's happening. Jonathan's still trying to run another lap there. So as we have it here, just a few minutes left here in the qualifying session for our first, I guess, official race here at Miami. Got Jonathan on provisional pole. Smith currently holding on to second. Abe Meister currently third. Aiden just went up to fourth. And I think a pretty good time that he got there at 129.1. Not a bad time at all. Kino there in 5th now. Wes in 6th. Vinci down to 7th. Got Gene in 8th. Lancer in 9th. Biology in 10th. We got Ice 1 11th. Govey in 12th. Ace down to 13th. A-Lad, of course, no time, but is 14th. Cassidy in 15th. Yep, Wes, I can see that rain is coming. So are we having rain in the race session itself? Because I really don't think that's a good idea here, but might be interesting for us to watch on this end, or for me to watch on this end either way. So let's see what's gonna be going on with that situation as it is. And that's a missing front wing on the Mercedes of Aiden's car. Of course, he does have his lap time in already, so I don't think it matters to him. Vinci here in the AlphaTauri going through the set. He has his time already set up as a 129.4. Not sure if he's gonna get a better time there. On with the Red Bull of Ice 1 here. Let's see what's happening on track. So just a few minutes left in the qualifying session, guys. So we're just going to ease through this, just see where the guys are going to be at the end of this. But the rain is coming down, so definitely lap times are not going to be improving if you're expecting that to happen. It's not going to happen at this point here, because this is still running on dry tires. It's no point switching to the intermediates right about now as it is there. They're not going to get any faster laps in. But the rain definitely is coming down, so it might be transferring over to that race session itself. Let's see what's gonna. I'm not sure if the race is gonna have the rain in it, but it might. Will make for an interesting race start itself. But we're gonna see how well that goes and how well the drivers actually handle it, because I'm not sure how many drivers are actually using a setup here at Miami, or if they're just using the default setups on the game itself, just choosing one of the presets. I think some drivers might be using that. I think some of the drivers have actually had a setup that they're using, probably tested out quite a few times in the time trials, probably had a few practice races with each other before actually getting here at this point where we are right about now. So let's see what's going to happen. 3 minutes left in qualifying, and I think we're doing pretty well so far, ranging from a 128.6 to a 133.2. It's really not too bad, especially for a new track with the drivers here. I think they're doing pretty well. But yeah, so far so good, and welcome to everyone who has currently joined on to the stream with us. Please guys, make sure you do leave us a like, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitch, wherever you're watching on. Welcome. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this stream, and please don't forget to leave a like on the stream. Really takes only a second. I really appreciate you guys doing that as well. Alright, so I think Smith is done. He's already obviously out of the session at 128.8. Doesn't seem like he's gonna even try any more getting past him. Knows it's already getting a bit wet on track, so I don't think it makes any sense even trying to get a faster lap in. But it's still drizzling out there, and I think that's gonna stop. So far, I think we're going pretty well here. Let's yeah, we're gonna close up the session in just about 2 minutes time. I'll head straight over to the race session, which is what we're all waiting to see at this point anyway. So let's see what's gonna happen when that race actually does get started. And yeah, pretty good at the short qualifying session with this here. We do that whenever it's about 15 drivers left. We need a 16 and more to actually do a full qualifying session. It really makes no sense doing it with 15 under, because it's usually 15 drivers going over to Q2, so it does explain the whole concept as it is there. Oh, welcome to the stream, Emma. Yep, we should have a good race. I'm expecting quite an interesting race start. I want to see what's going to happen on that opening lap. It's going to be very interesting. I always look forward to see what happens on the opening lap of a race, because you can be the best driver in the league and still get taken out on lap 1. Yeah, I've seen it happen so many times. We've been doing this for quite a while now. That's it, since F1 2019 is actually since we've actually been doing this. I've done a lot of races. I've done commentary in a lot of races and a lot of different leagues. I've lost count of them actually, and yeah, we've seen a lot of different things happen on opening laps on the races. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen. Let's see. We're closing out the qualifying session right about now. Just a few cars left on track, and I think they're just finishing whatever they're doing, just running up laps, I guess. Because no one's going to be making a faster time here. Even Jonathan out on another outlap. They're just running, just practicing the track, I guess, as much as they can, using up the time as it is. Less than 15 seconds now remain. And then we head straight over into the race session. 15 on the grid for this race. Gonna see what's gonna happen as we get into that. But yeah, so far we're looking pretty good. And I think everyone's retired off. So yeah, we're at a good point right now. We're gonna head straight into our race session. Let's just give it a second to load, and we should get straight to that. Alright, so there is our qualifying results and what our starting grid actually looks like. And looks like someone got a 5-second penalty? Or is he dropping 5 positions? Plus 5 position. I'm not even sure what's happening there, but yeah, somebody got a penalty there in qualifying. Not gonna be too good on that end. So it's Jonathan on provisional pole here. We're on pole now because we're at the end of qualifying. Smith starting second, Cave Maverick starting third. We're gonna definitely be having a formation lap, and we're gonna have a look at the full starting grid as we get into the race session here. So let's have that load on through, and then yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. It'll be an interesting session, guys. So just give it a few minutes for you guys to have that set up. Also, guys, at the end of this, do remember to check out the last race stream that we did. It's on the channel there. Was an interesting race, so do check it out when you do get a chance. We're loading up the session right now. I don't know what is with the flashing screens in the game. I don't know if that's a game. Is everyone having that issue? I'm not sure if it's just me or not. But I've been noticing the flashing streams in the game. And I'm not even playing. I'm just spectating the race. So I'm not sure what happens on your end. So somebody please enlighten me if that's happening because it's a game, or is it because I'm on PS4, not PS5. I'm not sure. I really am not sure what's going on with that. Okay, so we are off here on the formation lap. Let me just get a few things quickly set up here. So we got track map on, we got lap data on. We're gonna leave that to tires. There we go. So everyone's starting on the medium tires except for biology there in 12. That's gonna be the only driver starting on the soft tires there. We're gonna see how that strategy is gonna work for him. Of course, we're gonna leave this on position changes. You guys will be having a look at that at the start of the race to see what's gonna happen as they do get started with this race. Already going through sector 2 here on track. So let's have a look at our starting grid. It's going to be a 29 lap race here around the Hard Rock Stadium here for the Miami Grand Prix. Should be an interesting one. Jonathan there on pole starting on the front row. Alongside him is Smith there in second. We got Kate Meister starting third. We got Aiden alongside him here for fourth. We got West starting fifth. Alongside him is going to be Vinci. We got Cassidy in seven. We got Gene there in eighth. Lancer in ninth. Pino in 10th, we got Ice One 11th, Farrell G 12th, only driver to be starting on the sauce. We got Gobi starting 13th, Ace will be starting in 14th, and A-Lad there in 15th. Didn't get to really do anything in qualifying, got pretty knocked out pretty early off in the session. So let's see how he does perform in the race, if he's going to be making anything up on this race start, as it's going to be here. It's going to be a very interesting one. I'm not familiar with the turns here on the track, guys, so we're looking at that map and we're going to try to keep an eye on it and see what's going to be happening as we get around to this. And yeah, definitely going to be an interesting race to see how well they get through on the opening lap, because looking at that map there, you can see it's a hard left on turn 1, then heading through turns 2 and 3, a bit of a swooping S something, I guess I'll say, and I think it goes on from there. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Sorry, it's a right-hander. No, I didn't think it was a left. Alright, so we're about to reform back on the grid, and yeah, we should be good to go in just about a minute's time or so. Okay, guys, here we go. So let's have a look. I think we're gonna keep on Smith here, trying to have a look what's gonna happen out in front, and I think they're already off. Why were we even in that angle having a look? Let's see, trying to have a look what's happening out front. Looks like Smith has held on to second so far, and there we go. We got a better angle. Let's see what's happening here right about now. Trying to have a look out front. Looks like Jonathan keeps the lead. A bit of a change up in the positions down in the midfield of the grid, going on through top 5 at least. Still running pretty well. Kino is up 5 positions as is. Hopefully that grid order is not mixed up. I didn't pay attention. West is up to 3rd and running. He's up 2 positions, but a few drivers did lose positions on that opening first sector there. And yeah, but so far it's gone pretty well for Jonathan. He's still out in front and he's leading and now gaining a gap of already of a second. Of course, we got no DRS until we get around to lap 3, but so far so good on that race start. Let's see what's happening down in the midfield. Cassidy here being chased after by Kino there, and it's only about half a second is what the gap is between the two of them. Trying to see, oh, we got some, I think a bit of contact down in the back there with Kate Meister and Aiden, was it? Or at least it looked that way. I'm not sure. There were just some sparks flying around. Maybe just the floor of the car just going against the track there. I think possibly that was it. We got 3-second time penalty for A-Lad down at the back. Where is he? Oh, he's up into 10th already. Started 15th on the grid. A started 14th. He's down to 15. So quite a few changes in positions as he got started on this race. And I think we're heading into lap 2 in just about a few seconds time. Jonathan still leads this race. Smith now catching up to him just by a bit though. By about a few tenths. He's about 8 tenths behind. Trying to get that gap down as much as he can. Because he's going to be waiting for when we do get around to lap 3 for DRS to open up. He's going to have that advantage, and hopefully that's going to give him some sort of edge in terms of getting an overtake done here. Now, how easy or how hard it is in a game that is to overtake here in Miami, I'm not entirely sure as yet, but we're going to have a look at that as we get through the race. But yeah, we can see some positions definitely change. Looks like Gene is out of the race. We got yellow flags in all 3 sectors. That might be a safety car. Is it a VSC or a full safety car? That's the one issue we've been having with the game, and it's a VSC so far. So we have a virtual safety car for that incident there with Gene's car, and that's going to be going on for just a bit. Let's see, they're going to have to decrease speed, follow on with that, and decrease 40%. But this is going to slow the race down just a little bit. Having back a look out front, see where the race leader and Smith are. Jordan, I think he is comfortably out front. He just went by there in the Ferrari. Smith in the McLaren here, still trying to keep as close as he can to him. We got West in the Haas coming there in third. So 3 good positions held by 3 good drivers here. See if they can keep this going on through the end of the race itself. So we got 14 drivers remaining here at the Miami Grand Prix, and so far so good as we have it still under a virtual safety car. I'm not sure if it's switched to a full safety car as yet. Trying to have a look at that as we get on through, and I think we're still on with that. I don't think any safety car. Oh, there we go. So we're back racing again. DRS is now online as we're now into lap 3, and whichever cars are within a second of the car in front of them when going through the detection point will have that DRS advantage, and yeah, hopefully can help them get an overtake down and just get closer to the car in front of them, and just gain positions, gaining some more points here in order for the team itself and for the as they go on through the sea. I'm trying to have a look what's happening down in the midfield. Out in front looks like Jonathan is getting pretty well. He's about 2.3 seconds already ahead of Smith. I think that VSC actually helped him just a little bit in terms of getting a bit more gap to go there. Looks like H is out of the session as well, a DNF for him, and let's see, is that going to be another VSC or not? And I think I can see where he is on track here. Let's see if we can follow on with Aiden. I'm not sure where we'll see his car. I think his car might have been I think that there is his car on track into the barriers there, and the entire suspension on the right side is gone. Looks like we're continuing on. No VSC needed for that there. Somehow they've actually cleared that car pretty quickly out of the way, and we're going to continue on with the race as it is. So let's go down to the midfield here with Lancer and Vinci right about now. See what's happening. The Haas is trying to gain a position here, trying to get up into 7th against that there's an AlphaTauri in front of him. Yep, it is. See how that is going. So pretty close and side by side. I think they're gonna go. Lancer's trying to go around the outside here. And let's say he gets a position. He's already up into 7 before they even get into the chicane. I think they're trying to go side by side around it right about now. The AlphaTauri trying to get it back. Vinci had to just settle and keep his position there at 8. Trying not to risk an incident happening here. A-Lad with a penalty from earlier on in the race. Let's see how that penalty affects his race down at the end. We're on lap 429. Now, so far so good with the session as it's gone. We have, however, lost 2 drivers from it so far. We're trying to see how the rest of the drivers are going to get on through with this. So far so good. Trying to have a look at Cassidy here in P4. Ferrari's doing pretty well. We got Cassidy in P4. Teammate Jonathan up leading the race out front, being chased by McLaren though, and which is now 2 seconds behind. The gap is falling and Jonathan is being caught. He's going to have to be as careful as possible, and there goes a move attempted by the Ferrari driver here, and I think the Haas of West going a little bit wide off track, trying to keep his position. So car placement is pretty important here in defending. I mean, you cannot actually block the car behind of you, but car placement can make it a bit difficult for them to actually get an overtake done. And we're now on a very long straight, and let's see, the Ferrari might have a bit of more of an advantage here, as that Haas is harvesting ERS energy right about now. They're going to go side by side on this into the next chicane, and let's see the Ferrari on the outside, man, who's going to get the position up. Looks like West might have to let that go at this point, as he's still trying to fight the Ferrari back for the position though. I think he's yielded that. He's now down to 4th, Cassidy up into the podium places right about now. Ferrari doing pretty well in this race. It's a 3.8 second gap though between Cassidy and Smith. Let's see if that gap is going to break down at any point. Out in front of Jonathan might start to be into better trouble pretty soon, because it's a 1.7 second gap between P1, P2 here. I think Ice One is, oh, Govi's off track. He seems to be having some trouble in the Aston Martin here. Ice One just got a pretty easy overtake off of him. I was trying to see what was happening with a gap there. Going back to West here in the Haas. He's going to fight that Ferrari back for the position. Once his podium position back, he's going on the inside. And does he get the position? Ferrari comes back around the outside, and actually he keeps that position up in P3. So West stays in P4. Still gonna keep going for this. I don't think he's gonna give up that fight that easily. Of course, Keaton Moore there in P5 is catching up in the Williams, so he might get a part of this battle pretty soon. I'm not sure it's gonna happen in that case as yet. But Jonathan and Smith out front still trying to decide who's gonna be keeping the lead of this race, but so far Jonathan's doing a pretty good job. He's held it with a gap of over 2 seconds here. Smith needs to break that gap down, and of course laps will start to run out on him. We're already 6 laps in this race of 29. Pit stops are going to play a huge part in this. Not sure what the full weather conditions are for the full race itself, if you're expecting any rain in it or not. Qualifying did have some rain coming down to the end of that session. Did affect that just a little bit. We got a 8-10 gap is what it is between Cassidy and West here. Looks like another driver, Vinci, is out of the session. Has to retire from the session. Possibly retired in the pits. I think he did. Yep, he did. So that is now 3 drivers out of this session. Track is proving to be a bit more tough than some drivers might have expected here. So they still need a lot more practice on this here before we officially have a calendar race on it here. But yeah, as we said, this is still a preseason test race here on the track. We know the drivers have not had a full set of practice laps on the track here itself in preparation from this race. It's been a bit of a short notice for them as well, and that's a bit of a spin. Well, not a bit of a spin, but West did lose the car, possibly damaging that front wing just a little bit, grazing it against the barriers there. He's going to get back going, but of course now down to 7. Lost valuable positions here. Was running P3, lost it to the Ferrari, went down to P4. Cassidy now still in P3 and running. And West has made a terrible mistake, now down to 7. Gonna have to fight his way back up the field, and I don't think it's gonna be that easy for him. We're gonna go with Cave Meister here up in 6. He's currently chasing after I think the Haas, the next Haas there. That's West's teammate Lancer there. But yeah, when we're trying to go either around the outside or the inside, just looking for some sort of gap to get an overtake done and get some more points up in this race. But I'm not sure we're gonna be able to pull this off. The gap is staying a bit constant. 7, 8, 10 is what it is right about now. 8 add up into 7, by the way, guys, with a penalty. But remember, this guy started all the way down in 15th on the grid, now running 7th. Still in a pretty good position in terms of finishing this race. Let's see where this is going to take us here, because Cave Meister trying his very best right now to catch up to that Haas in front of him, and looks like he has done it. The Haas driver has seemed to have made a bit of a mistake, and that seems to be easily doable here at the Miami circuit. So yeah, drivers are going to be making mistakes, and it's in a constant positions as we've seen happen with West here, all the way down to 10th on the grid there, and moving out to be made a stop, but all the way down to 10th has really affected his race as the Haas tries to keep the Alfa Romeo of Cave Meister out of his slipstream going down that straight there in sector 3. Doesn't look like it did him much good, because the Cave Meister closing in right up to the back and now goes alongside him. Looks like he gets that position quite easily done and takes the overtake up into P4 right about now. Lancer down to 5th. Cassidy now running 6th as he's in the pit. Have a look on that pit stop, how it's going. And it's a wing change for the Ferrari there as well, so definitely took some damage in this race so far. So a bit of a longer pit stop. Looks like Cassidy is going to be out on track in 10th. Now remember, a lot of drivers in front of him have to do a pit stop there as well. That's mandatory in a dry race. They have to use 2 different tire compounds in the race still, as long as the session is dry. If it does start to rain, well, that changes things up just a bit. Okay, so we're on lap 8 of 29 at the moment. I think we're going to go back out in front. Follow on with a split at the moment. 2.5 second gap, so already gained about 3 tenths now since you've switched to them here. Jonathan here, let's see, he's doing a pretty good job, I gotta say. Still keeping his car in P1, still a pretty good gap, over 2 seconds, now 2.5 seconds. More in third, but of course having a big gap to break down if he wants to catch up. The Smith there for second place. Lance now up into fourth after taking a position from K-Master there in the Alfa Romeo. And yeah, not a bad gap. Of course, gap towards K-Master behind of him is still pretty low, so he has to be careful here. Aiden with a 3-second penalty. We got Alad and Aiden now with both these drivers having penalties in the race. Gap out front seems to be extending quite a bit more, so it looks like Smith is not having the best lap times there at the moment in terms of trying to keep up with Johnson's car, that Ferrari having so much more pace. But yeah, let's see what the McLaren driver can do. Keenemore, of course, still holding on to third, a pretty good position for him. Lancer holding on to 4K Master, still trying to break the gap down a little bit further, but has lost some time. Gap is now over a second, which means he is now going to fall out of DRS20 if that does happen. I still want a big gap between him and Cape Master there, of course. I think pit stops are in order for that. West back up to 7 so far after dropping quite a few places. I think he did take a pit stop as well. Alad, of course, running P8 at the moment. Let's have a look who did take stops at. So it looks like Jonathan and Smith, of course, the only two drivers who have not changed positions in this race so far. So that's what they're looking at for tires. West has gone into the soft tires. 2 laps done on them so far. Let's see what the strategy plays with him. Looks like Cassidy and Aiden are on to the hards. Only a few drivers have taken pit stops so far. Looks like West has retired from the session. Has he done this in the pits though? I don't think he has, because we got a yellow flag situation on track, and that's a full safety car that's gonna happen there. Because see if we can have a look what happened to West's car. I'm not sure. There it is on the side of the track. So he might have misjudged that braking zone. Maybe, I'm not sure, but something did happen, and he's now out of this race. Okay, so we got quite a few pit stops happening right about now. Of course, the full safety car is going to trigger everyone getting into the pits. That goes for Jonathan and Smith as well, both taking a pit stops under that safety car. Trying to save themselves some time here in the race session itself, so they're going to have to just line back up as it was there. Jonathan still leading the race, Smith still in second, Keenan Moore still in third, and Lancer still holding on to 4K Master 5th, Goofy in 6th, Aiden 7th right now, Ice One now 8th. Biology at 9th, and Alan currently 10th on the grid, as it is 4 drivers currently with penalties as it is there. And Wes letting us know in chat there what happened for his race session. Unfortunate for that, but yep. Gonna have to continue on as it is there, but yeah, so we've lost 5 drivers in this session so far. Unfortunate for that, but we still got 10 drivers remaining here, and we're on lap 11 of 29, approaching the halfway point of this race here in just a few laps time. So let's see where we're going to be at the end of the session with how many drivers going to have remaining to actually finish the first Miami Grand Prix here with NOMEX Racing. Got a Ferrari leading this race. Started P1, still leads. Hold on to that lead all the way from the start of the race until this point. And let's see if he can carry that all the way through down to the end of the session. Seems like he might be able to do it, but of course we got a safety car, so which means Smith is going to be right up behind that Ferrari when this restart does happen. And both of them on fresh tires as it is there right now. So let's see, are they on the same strategy though? Is what I'm interested in, because let's have a look. So yep, they have put on the hard tires there, which means they're gonna push this all the way down to the end of the race itself. Top 5 drivers, they're definitely pushing all the way to the end. No more stops for them, as we can see there. Having a look at the penalties, we got more, some 3 seconds, some 5 seconds. So a mixture of penalties right now. 6 to 10 with the penalties. We'll see what's gonna happen as we get them through. But yeah, that's our situation so far, guys. Now we got go back into the pits apparently. We're still under the safety car getting through. Probably at least a lap or 2 more before we do get back to racing here. Okay, so yeah, so I think we got at least, I stepped away for a second there, sorry about that, at least 1 more lap here under the safety. This should be the final lap under the safety car before we do get back started with this race. I think everything's cleared off track now. They'll let us know by the time we get into sector 3 if we're about to go back racing or not. So I think everyone should be finishing off with whatever the pit stops are doing on track, catch up back to the safety car queue. And yeah, we are about to get started back with the race itself. And I'll see how the restart goes after the safety car goes in. 1 second, guys. Between Jonathan and Smith out in front, and of course that's for the lead of the race. Key no more might get into the mix of that. We'll see what's going to happen. But yeah, so far so good as they've gone through. Got quite an interesting overhead view here of the fake water and yachts that they have there. I'm sure why that was placed at the circuit. Once again, guys, thanks to everyone joining on the stream here on IG8Live Esports. Remember, we are live currently on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. It's all the same name wherever you go. But yeah, for everyone currently on YouTube, please make sure you guys do leave a like on the video, and make sure you guys are subscribed to us here on the channel. Follow us on Twitch and Facebook as well, because some of these streams will be going live on all 3 platforms at the same time. We're not going to be doing this every single race, of course. Majority of the races will be live directly on YouTube as it is there right now, which is mainly where we do our streaming. I've just done it live on all 3 today, just a bit as a bit of a test before we actually get started with the actual seasons here at NOMEX Racing. I want to see what the connection status of everything is as I'm going for this, and so far we've had an excellent connection all the way through this stream. I haven't seem to be having any problems. Any issues on your end, please do report it in the chat. Leave a comment on the video if needed. At least I can know what's going on. We can have it fixed. So yeah, where are we on track here? I think we're about to get back started. Here we go. So we're back racing again. It's an 8-10 gap between the top 2 as they get back going. I'm trying to have a look, see how well it's going for them so far. It's a bit spaced out down further down in the back of the grid, I think. But this is looking that way as we get around. Someone is a bit stuck behind. That McLaren trying to keep up with Jonathan out in front. It's a 1.3 second gap already. Keaton Moore trying to get around the McLaren, and he's trying to get up into second. Not getting the best of luck there. Let's see the Williams driver can pull off that move. It's a bold move to get at this point in the session, but definitely wants to fight for a better position to finish up this race. Around the halfway point to the race, getting on through. Lance is trying to get in the middle of the Cave Meister as well, with a pretty close gap, at least a quarter of a second, trying to get around it. So I think we're getting to a pretty good point. So I have a look on the Williams side here. There goes a Haas on the outside. He is trying to get around, and he's going to have to hold that position down there. Yeah, no, he actually still pushes on through. Risking a bit of contact here, trying to get a better position up, as these cars are easily damaged as well. So they have to be a bit careful in terms of attempting. Oh, there we go. So that's Lancer with a penalty there. I think that's for track limits there as well. So yeah, that's why they have to be careful. Out in front though, Jonathan getting away extremely well. A lot of free air, so I think that's helping him as well. Or I'm not sure. He does have a lot of pace in that Ferrari. And there goes the Haas trying to get around the Williams once again. This is of course a fight for the final podium position in the race here. So who doesn't want to be on that? And he's gonna go all the way for it. It's a 4-10 gap. So that's gonna happen in a second as Aiden Bell now gains the position on ice 1. He's up into 6th. It's still a 10th between the 2 of them. Let's have a quick look what's happening down in the back of the grid there. And looks like someone is off track. That was a Red Bull. Let's follow on with Aiden here. I think he is trying to yeah, that was ice 1 behind him. So definitely just might have had some contact here. I'm not sure what happened. Lancer there will win for Haas. Looks like that might happen, but let's see if he can get a car on the podium. Is what I'm trying to see, because he's chasing after Keaton Moore there. Pretty close gap. A bit of contact between the 2 of them. Needs to keep that car steady. Doesn't want to risk losing the rear end of the car right about now. That's going to be a disastrous end to the race if it does happen, because it's going to mean he's going to lose that position. Be very hard to get back up into P4 to chase after the Williams for P3. Gonna keep on board with the Haas driver just a little bit more to see down the back straight here in sector 3. Can he get the overtake done going into the chicane? And it's going to be a bit difficult as the Williams driver is trying to decide which side to go. He forces the Haas out around the outside. And who comes across? Williams has the inside, and a bit of contact with the 2 of them, and that's not going to be ending well. There's the entire front wing gone on the Haas there. So getting a bit rough with it in terms of trying to get that overtake done. And then of course, where they're getting quite a bit defensive, trying to prevent the Haas from getting by. So it's resulted in a bit of an issue here right about now. That might be looked into by the stewards after the race itself there. This is on PlayStation right about now, guys, where the race is happening on PlayStation. I think they said the game is going to be having crossplay, but I don't think we're going to be messing around with that, because I think everyone already knows the game already has some issues that we're trying to pull through right about now, which is why a lot of leagues haven't actually started their seasons as yet. Everyone's keeping to start right around next week to the other week, which we're going to be starting as well. So yeah, we're just trying to have them work out the kinks in the game as before we get around to that. But yeah, we're on PlayStation at the moment. Some of the drivers are on PlayStation 4, some of them are on PlayStation 5, but yeah, it doesn't really create a big of an issue. And yep, there is a Discord that you can join. We also have a Facebook group, don't we? Where is Ace at the moment? Somebody get Ace on chat, and have him talk to Cody there in the chat in terms of getting in the league if he does want to. I gotta put the link to the Discord for NOMEX Racing into the description of the video. We've already set that up for to happen on the official start of the season, but I don't think it's in this one. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's not in this this description at the moment here. I was supposed to put it, but I did not do that. I'm not sure where Ace is at the moment. He's probably watching the race. I'm not sure if he's watching the chat. We'll probably get on that in a bit. Either way, let's have a look back on the session here where we are. So Jonathan's still leading this race, 2.9 seconds out in front. Looks like he is on a pretty good stretch here in terms of winning this race. I'm not sure what you guys think about it, but that Ferrari driver holding off on the lead, and there he is going on through. He's running in free air and doesn't seem too worried about the car behind him. And gap is now up to 3 seconds. Oh, there is Ace. He's on the chat right now. I think we got somebody that wanted to join the league there, mate. Can possibly see if we can get on to him. Alan Leeson, that's Ace. He's the league owner. He can actually help you out there. Alright, let me just focus what's happening here, guys. Sorry about that. Just being a bit sidetracked and distracted here. Yeah, we're gonna get that sort of through in the description of the videos for NOMEX Racing, so it's gonna be easy for anyone watching the stream if you guys want to join the league as a driver or as a reserve driver, which most of you are gonna need a lot of reserve drivers here in the league as well. We're gonna have a link set up so you guys can actually do that even when we're streaming here, and yeah, get that done. Alright, so as we have it, we know Johnson leading pretty up front. I'm trying to go. Let's go back in the midfield. Keenan Moore here, still chasing with Lancer now. Let's see what's going on with these two. And looks like Lancer's still driving the Haas without the front wing, as it is. Hasn't done a stop for that. I didn't pay attention, but yeah, he did not do a stop for that. And there comes the Williams. He's gonna try to get it wrong. Now, one thing I've heard on, I'm not sure if it's true. They said that the damage doesn't really affect you that much in terms of racing still. So is that what's happening here? I'm not sure, because definitely. Oh, there we go. It's a spin from the Haas. And there's an issue with Keenan Moore as well. He's lost his front wing now. He's going to continue on still as it is. This is getting quite interesting. So Lancer's out to the session. He's retired from it. He's giving that up there right there. But an interesting fight from him going on through the race. We're down to, I think, what is 7 drivers remaining here. Out of 15 drivers starting the Miami Grand Prix, we're down to 7 drivers remaining. Yeah, we did expect something like this to happen going through the session though, guys. But yeah, it has been quite an entertaining session, I gotta say, watching these guys try to attack this track here. Got that Mercedes chasing after the Williams right about now. Look how close Aiden was behind that car. Definitely knows he's going to be able to pass him. I think he already knows that Keenan Moore has issues with his front wing being gone, so he should have an easy opportunity trying to get an overtake done. Of course, he's trying to find a pretty good spot on track to actually do that here. Out in front, of course, we still got Jonathan leading. Bigger gap as it is now, 3.6 seconds. Smith not having the best of time trying to catch up. I think he's going to settle for second place, or we've got just over 10 laps remaining. So let's see what's going to happen. Still a bit of time left. K-Master on the final podium position there in third. 6.4 seconds is what his gap is to catch up out in front. Keenan Moore, of course, behind him by just about 5.1 seconds. So let's see what's going to happen. 1 second. Ace, let me just click. It's going to show that there right about now. Yeah, Cody, the racing here in the league is actually pretty good. It's really impressive, actually, which is why I agreed to do the commentary. And I don't I get a lot of requests to do this. Just don't have the time to do it, guys. So that's why you don't really find me doing like multiple streams for leagues every day. I used to do that before, actually. We used to have sometimes 2, sometimes Sundays used to have 3 streams here for commentary races, and every other day we used to have at least 1, sometimes 2. Just because I used to do up to 10 to 12 streams a week for race commentary. Don't have the time to do that right about now. We're sticking to just a few during the week. And weekends are currently out, except for Sunday. Sometimes we're going to be doing that here. Working on that, Wes. I'm working on that to see, trying to work a schedule out, because I gotta get some time for some other stuff as well, and I'm trying to work out some other stuff for the league here. So we're on lap 20 of 29, going pretty interesting, the race. I mean, not too much happening. We're just trying to follow on with Aiden and Keenan Moore to see what these two are working on at the moment. The gap is going back up just a little bit. Looks like the Williams is falling out of that DRS range. He's trying to keep up, but yeah, no front wing is possibly causing a bit of an issue. But I think he's doing pretty well considering no front wing on that car. But yeah, I've heard that the damage model in the game, I'm not sure, even without the front wing, drivers have continued to just keep going either way. So I think that's what's happening here. So we're testing that out as it is. This is the point of the pre-races that we're having on the league here, just to see how everything works in the game itself. Yeah, but so far so good. Aiden, one driver remaining with a penalty, that's on track, still racing. 7 drivers remain. Gavin Johnson still leading. Gap has extended even more, 4.1 seconds. Smith definitely gonna have to just keep it for second place here, hopefully avoiding a penalty as is. But I think Smith should probably keep pushing as it is here, because never know, Johnson could accidentally get a penalty. Let's bring this back out in front here, see what's happening. So on lap 21 of 29, guys, yeah, it's a little bit of a gap between most of our drivers getting on through. But yeah, I think we're just focusing on see if we're gonna get any closer gaps as we get down to the end of the session. Still, anything could happen. Most of the interesting stuff I've done a lot of races where sometimes it's a bit boring through the race, but going down to the end, final few laps, it always tends to have something interesting happen. So you never know what's going to happen when in a race, so always keep an eye out to see what's going on, even when it seems to be going a bit slow at this point here right about now. Looks like there's something happening in the back. It's a bit of a switch, I think. I'm not sure what happened there, but Govi up to 6, Ice one down to 7. Lost his front wing, so we got a lot of drivers driving without the front wing here on track. Still was a good race, Lance. It was a good battle there with Celia. Too bad what happened, but yep, still wasn't too bad. You know, things will happen. I'm not sure if we're having stewards they do anything in this race, being it's a preseason race, but yeah, going into the actual season, hopefully we can have a bit more safer overtakes in terms of on racing on track itself, and hopefully avoid the incidents. We're gonna see how that's gonna work out as we get on through it. But yeah, so definitely some good racing here in the league from the guys, and just having a look at the Red Bull driving without any front wing, pushing it back to the Ferrari out in front. And where is the McLaren? Oh, Smith, there he goes, still there in second, lap 22 of 29. Actually, it is a UK-based league, but I'm in the US streaming it, so I'm not sure if any of our drivers are from the US. I think but I know majority of the drivers are from the UK. But either way, it doesn't matter. I'm in the US and I'm on the lobby and I'm streaming. No issues on this end. Yeah, West cables are big issues. I had to just I had quite an issue with the set of wires that I have here, because remember, I got a lot of stuff set up for the streaming. I had to run everything under the desk just to avoid cables being all over the place. Okay, it was like raining cables behind the desk that I set up everything on here. It looked insane, so I really had to have that set up. I see it's starting to go back the same way behind the monitor there right now. I'm gonna have to have a look at it again. But yeah, I think it's still decent enough. Got a USB hub falling off from under the desk right now. I gotta put that back on. Okay, it's lap 23 of 29, so we'll be ending off the race here pretty soon. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry guys, what did I miss? Sorry, I had to stop for just a second. Looks like we're on another safety car, is it? 8 out of the race, 6 drivers remaining. Johnson still leading, Smith still second, Cave Master third, and Keto Mori in fourth, sorry. Go with fifth, Ice 1 6. Alright guys, as I said before, we never know what's going to happen coming down to the end of our race session, and this is just going to close the entire pack up. Well, the 6 of them that's remaining in the session, that is going to close them up so close together that we're going to have a bit of a race on our hands for the final few laps of the Miami Grand Prix. And yeah, it should be an interesting end to the race, so let's see how this is actually going to work itself out. And I'm not sure how on what lap the safety car actually happened, or on how many laps we have. Oh, there we go, 26. We should have at least 2 or 3 laps of racing, I assume, here. So let's wait for the safety car to go in. Hopefully at least 2 laps of racing is going to make it quite interesting between Jonathan and Speed for that lead of the race. And Cape Meister, of course, he's going to try to keep as close as he can to them, going on to the final stages here. Kino Moore, Gagovi, and Ice 1. 6 drivers are set to finish the first Miami Grand Prix here in NOMEX Racing. Let's see if they can accomplish that. Or are we going to have less than 6? I'm not sure. Either way, it's been an interesting session from qualifying to the race. And yep, let's see how they actually finish this session and what's going to happen here. Once again, guys, thanks to everyone joining on the stream here. I think we should be finishing off the safety car pretty soon. Yeah, thanks to everyone joining on the stream. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate everyone that joins on to the stream. All of you guys who are joining on in chat. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the stream so far that we had. I mean, it hasn't been too much of an exciting commentary today as it is usually do. But yeah, just a bit of a preseason race and just to actually get some commentary, and this is why we're streaming it. So yeah, season's set to start pretty soon. We're gonna have more information up on that as we get on through it. But yeah, we do have more races coming up in the course of next week, for preseason races as well, and we're gonna do it with our different divisions. Hopefully get everything sorted for that. And yeah, yep, see what's gonna happen as we finish this off here. So safety car is going in as far as I can see there, and we're about to get back racing here. Looks like John is holding up the pack just a bit there. He's gonna be the first one to go. Of course, no overtaking until they get across that white line, the start finish line. So I think they're about to get around to that here right about now, and they're gonna go for it. Jonathan and Smith here. Let's see, there's a 3:10 gap between the two of them as they go into lap 27 as it is there. I think, yeah, lap 27. And let's see how this is going to close out for the 2 of them. The gap is already starting to extend just a little bit. 5 tenths is what it is. Got Keelamore and Cave Meister. Pretty close gap between the 2 of them as well. We're going to keep an eye on that as we get on through in this session. And let's see where these 2 of them are. So the Williams still chasing after the Alfa Romeo right up now, trying to get out of position if he can. Doesn't seem like that's happening. Going back out in front, Smith still trying to keep up with Jonathan here, trying to keep within a second of him, and of course this is just to get an overtake done. Nothing about DRS right about now. Doesn't even matter about that at this point here. There's just the 2.5 laps remaining in the session as it is. He's keeping it around 4 to 5 tenths. That gap there, so let's see if he's potentially going to be able to get an overtake done, or at least attempt one before this race comes to an end. Keelamore is out of the session, and that's triggered a yellow flag there in sector 2. Something's happened to him, so that's down to 5 drivers remaining right now. Looks like that's not going to be a safety car. Obviously, that's going to be just regular DNF as it is there. Let's see how 5 drivers can finish the session. Ice One quite a way back though, so we're looking at mostly our top 4 as it is there to finish off the session. Ice One just is going to be getting P5 as it is, I guess, when the session does close off. So a 5-10 gap between the top 2 right about now. This is of course a fight for a race win here at Miami. Let's see if that's going to get any better for either of them. Oh, and there is a serious mistake from the McLaren driver, which allows Cape Masters to go up into second right now. Will Govey get past as well? He's about 10 seconds behind. I think he took some minor damage on the McLaren there. Unfortunate for Smith for making a great mistake at this point in the race. set a pretty good chance of actually challenging Jonathan for that lead. Now he's gonna have to hopefully finish his race in third. Goofy catching up to him, 2.4 seconds. Let's see if that gap is gonna come down any more from what it is there right now. So Jonathan has now a 6.8 second lead against Cape Meister. Of course, I think positions are going to stay what it is at the moment here. We got everyone without any penalties, so we should be finishing with the 5 drivers that we have in the session. And hopefully the 5 of them can finish the next lap and a half that's remaining here on lap 28 of 29. And yeah, guys, has been quite an interesting session. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. And please don't forget to watch the previous stream that we did for the previous race. That was the first preseason race I think that we did with the league there. I think that was at Bahrain. So do have a look at that, guys. DRS looks like he's going to be on for the final lap here as we get started with that right about now. Smith here trying to catch up back to Cape Meister, trying to get back into second place. It's a 1.7 second gap. It's going to be a chase for the final lap to see who holds on to that position apparently here. With Jonathan, of course, leading quite comfortably out in front, and there goes the Red Bull of IS1 currently out of the session. Got 4 drivers now remain in it. Up to Smith here to decide what position he wants to finish his race in. Is it going to be P3? Is it going to be P2? Cape Meister, of course, going to try to hold on to that position through this entire final lap here, and hopefully get to finish with his car in P2. Yeah, so gap is 1.3 seconds. It's going at some point, but of course we're coming down to the final sector of the track. Jonathan already on that back straight, and there goes Cape Meister and Smith joining it there as well. Let's have a look on board, see if he's gonna get any closer to the Alfa Romeo in front of him. Doesn't look like that's gonna happen. It's still a 1.1 second gap as we got our race leader here, Jonathan, getting wrong the final few turns. Has qualified P1, started the race there, and now gets across the line, led the entire race, and takes the win for our first race here at the Miami International Autodrome. And not a bad win for him. Cape Meister getting a second place on the podium. There goes Smith across the line for third on the podium, and we got Govey coming in with the Aston Martin. They should be getting fourth. And yep. And Cape Meister only 9 years old. Yeah, imagine that. Why am I getting a trophy for watch? I don't even know what that means. Yeah, for 9 years old, he's actually driving pretty well. Sucks for some of you guys. Sorry guys, I have to laugh at that one. Or if he's 9 years old and beating some of you guys, that's actually quite impressive. Alright, let's have a quick look at the results, and yep, I'm going to join the podium in just a second. So there we go, results as it is. 4 drivers finishing the race. Jonathan taking the race win, Cape Meister finishing second, Smith finishing third, and Govey finishing fourth. That's it as it is there, guys. We're going to end up the stream there right about now. Actually, just give me a second here. Let me see what's actually going on. Okay, so we're ending off the stream as it is here, and let me figure out what's happening after this. I've got to join on the chat with the guys. Let me see what we got going on. But yeah, we might have something else coming up. But yeah, let's close the stream off. Thank you guys for joining on the session. We do have more races coming up. I might have to be doing another stream tomorrow. I'm not sure. We'll see what's gonna happen with that. Yeah, we do have more races coming up next week. So join us again then for that, and I'll see you guys then.